can we start with how is it different from the Adventure S?
Okay, so from the Adventure S to the Enduro, the engine remains exactly the same. The gearbox remains exactly the same. It also has the quick shifter up and down, exactly the same. The throttle maps are also exactly the same. So you have the street mode, which has the 3 steps, and you have the off-road mode, which is the direct one, right? The rear sprocket is +2 on the Enduro because you want the lower end to be more robust for an off-road-ish machine without compromising too much of its roadability, whereas the Adventure is a travel machine. So the roadability is a little bit above the off-road requirement, which is also why it runs a 17-inch rear on the Adventure, but the Enduro gets the proper 21/18 setup that is considered the benchmark.
So 2 extra teeth plus larger wheel.
Plus larger, and in some ways they help each other. Okay, is it net higher or lower? I am not convinced it's a big deal, but there is a small difference in how you ride the motorcycle because of it. Okay, that's part one. Second, because it's a serious off-roader, these are tubeless. No, they're not. They're tube tires. Okay, now the tires are tubeless type. If you go to Mitas's website, these are Mitas E07 Enduro Trail Plus to give the full name. They are listed as 60/40 tires, 60% road, 40% off-road with mud and snow clearance ability. And they're listed in the descriptions as a tubed front tire and a tubeless rear. The technical information, however, says tubed/tubeless, and I checked on the bike. It's a tubeless front and a tubeless rear. So if you were to take this bike and put Outex on it or whatever and make it tubeless, it would work.
Okay.
But the reason why you will not want to have a tubeless tire on an off-road machine, 2 reasons. What Hero reminded us is if the tire comes off the bead for any reason, you can't generate the air pressure needed to seat the bead again in the wild, instantly stranded. On top of which KTM says if you dent the rim and the rim loses the capacity to contain air, you're also immediately stranded, possibly very far from help, so they won't do it. This does mean punctures are an issue, but we have dealt with punctures before. This is the nature of the format. You will have to pick your battles. If you really want tubeless tires, you'll have to go towards the Adventure. If you really want to go seriously off-road, the Enduro will be a more capable platform.
Okay.
To enable the off-road ability, the handlebar is different. The seat is different. The tank is smaller and a little bit narrower. And therefore, it feels quite different to ride. So this handlebar is flatter and slightly wider. To me, the riding position is very nice. I would not want to change it, but KTM has built the ability in it to change it. So this triple tree, the top clamp is the same as the Adventure R's triple clamp. Our Adventure doesn't get this triple clamp, it's a different one. This has 3 holes to mount the handlebar into, and the handlebar is mounted on an offset riser, which means if you turn the handlebar riser around, the handlebar moves forward and backward a little bit, up and down just a little bit. But there are 3 places on the triple clamp where you can mount this riser and bring the handlebar closer or farther away from you to create space.
Nice.
I was watching Adventure Rider Radio yesterday where Chris Birch is on it and talking about big bikes on trail versus small bikes on trail. And the point he made is that he said, I'm allergic to risers. I don't know why you'd want it. Okay? If Chris Birch doesn't like risers, I promise you, you don't need it. It's a very good episode to watch if you can find it on any podcast. The section where he talks about how foot peg position, the swing arm pivot, where you sit on the seat, etc., changes how a dirt bike feels. It's a very intelligent and eye-opening section. Now, the point here is it's designed so you can stand up and ride or sit down and ride. But again, it's 50-50. So this is not going to be the most comfortable seat you can use. On an Adventure, I remember riding about 3.5 hours and not noticing any major aches and pains outside of the fact that the seat felt kind of narrow. On the Enduro, I'm going to say 2 hours and you're going to feel your butt a little bit. Was it untenably bad? No, I don't think so. But because the seat is narrower, when you try to grip the bike with your legs as you stand up, it's a very positive connection because your knees are slightly outside the seat and therefore you feel really connected to the bike below that. I really enjoyed that. So to me, the riding position, I'm 6 foot tall, he's 5'6". It felt completely natural to me. Did you feel the same way?
Yeah, I was. In fact, the only thing for me that felt, I actually thought that this seat worked better for me. Maybe because I am broader.
Yeah, possible.
And and this seat is broader, right?
No, it's narrow.
It's narrow?
That seat is broader.
Oh.
In fact, the rally style seat for the Adventure is supposed to come. It's a scooped out, flattened out, widened seat on the Adventure. It's a narrower dirt bike style seat of this.
Whoa. I'm genuinely surprised.
Okay, what that basically means is conclusion wise, if you're going to go test riding, pay attention to the seat the seat has a little bit of variation in how you'll feel about the seat. Some
Mm.
people will like it, some people won't. But remember, with a dirt bike kind of seat, there's not much you can do to alter without losing some amount of ability.
Mhm.
And again, to refer Chris Birch from that same podcast again, he basically said, when you have performance, you may not have comfort. And when you have comfort, you may not have performance. And one of the places where you'll see the difference the sharpest is an off-road machine,
Mm.
where if you want to give up comfort, you can get a lot of performance. And if you're willing to get a lot of performance, you're going to have to give a lot of comfort. This is the baseline for this format. Okay. You've just watched a 3 to 5 minute clip on the Motoring Clips channel, which means either you are an exceptionally talented millennial or Gen Z, or you're a much older person. In either case, would you like a challenge? Our main channel has videos that are at least 5 to 8 times longer, and they make 5 to 8 times more sense, I promise. Would you like to check it out? Come to the Motoring channel.